Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead, Cande Roth. I tell you, yesterday we had our event at Long Island MacArthur Airport, Cande.
Oh, yes.
At the gate. Now, I want to give the airport credit. Now, I know they're following regulations, and maybe it wasn't the airport people. Maybe it's just these are the regulations, but I want to give them credit at Islip MacArthur Airport because I figured, Cande, being from the radio station, and we had things, right? We had our sound system, we had a table, we had giveaways, we had things we had to bring past TSA, right, Cande? We wanted to set up at the gate with the first flight, to Nashville. So I figured there'd be some back entrance, but they would still, they would wand us and they would check IDs and whatever. But I figured they would, do their thing, separately at another entrance. No. Cande, we had to take everything through the regular TSA.
I had a feeling.
The stuff, and by the way, I'm not complaining. I applaud them for this. The stuff that was too big to go on the belt, to go in the screening, they had to hand search. TSA had to hand search all the stuff. I had to take my shoes off, my belt off, everything out of my pockets. It was like we were getting on an airplane, Cande.
I didn't want to say anything yesterday, but I had a feeling that's the way it was going to roll when you told me that you'll be at the gate.
Yeah, very safe. But I tell you, other than that, we had a great time.
Wonderful. I hope it was nicely air conditioned.
It was beautiful inside. Yeah, it was. The gate was beautiful. It was actually the gate right next to the gate that we took our kids through on their first flight when we went to Disney World 3 years ago, Cande.
Very nice. A little reminiscing while you're doing your job.
Brought back some memories. We had Angie Carpenter, the town of Islip supervisor. We had the airport commissioner, Shelley LaRose Arkin.
I love it. A community affair.
It was great. We had some speeches and interviews and all sorts of stuff. We're going to play some of that over the next few days as we get them together. But I actually personally knew 4 people on the flight, Cande.
Really?
I knew. So 2 of them, and I don't think they'd mind me saying their name because they're big listeners online, and they love the Zetterbaums. They're old school listeners, Cande.
Love it.
Old school listeners of ours. Go back to the beginning. They were there, and then 2 other close friends that I used to work with at another radio company.
Hey, that worked out.
2 salespeople who are together in a relationship for many, many, many years. Sal and Christine, who were on the flight, Cande.
I'm sure they were happy to see you.
It was, it was fun. We reminisced and we had a good time. So, thank you to MacArthur Airport, Southwest. The great folks of Southwest who were there. The general manager of Southwest was part of it, and just amazing. A fun day, Cande. Fun
Love
afternoon.
It.
Yeah.
Now get on the plane and go.
Yeah, seriously. One day I will. The brand new nonstops.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love a nonstop. At this stage of I only want a nonstop.
Oh, I say all the time. I am taking off once and landing once. That's it.
I know. Evan had a layover when he was in Florida for Memorial Day weekend in Atlanta, and they missed the connecting flight. He had to stay over. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the only time I remember ever taking connecting flight is before we had kids, when we went to Mexico for my buddy Mikey's wedding. We had a stopover in Dallas, and Dana and I went to Vegas once many, many, many years ago. We had a stopover, and I forget, might have been Cleveland. We had a stopover somewhere on the way to Vegas. Those were the only 2 times. I love the direct flight. So
me too. We're a direct flight kind of people.
Yeah. I wanted to give you this story quickly. You know how these artists are selling their catalogs of music, Cande?
Yes.
Right? It was big with Fleetwood Mac. All the members of Fleetwood Mac did it when that guy was skateboarding with the cranberry juice. They figured they'd cash in, Cande. So Forbes has put out a list. Here's the top 5 music catalogs that would be for sale if they decided to sell them. Paul Simon is number 5.
Okay.
Forbes lists him as $250 million worth.
Oh.
Bob Dylan's catalog is number 4.
I thought Bobby sold his catalog.
Well, $325 million. I don't know if he sold the whole thing, but that's...
I don't know, but I thought he did.
All right, then maybe that's what it's worth. Whoever owns it now, that's the most valuable, okay? So even if it's been sold. This was the interesting one. Number 3, Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Oh, yes.
$350 million, Forbes says it's worth.
Worth every penny.
Now, what are some of the famous Rodgers and Hammerstein songs? Do you know them off the top of your head, Cande?
Well, Sound of Music, right?
Right, I guess. Please. Anything besides The Sound of Music? Let's see, Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Yeah, look it up.
Refers to the duo, right? I know who they are. Oklahoma, Carousel.
You want me to do
No, we did that yesterday. Carousel, South Pacific, The King and I, The Sound of Music. The television broadcast of Cinderella.
Oh, I love that one.
I mean, it goes on and on and on. So, yeah, there you go. And Michael Jackson, number 2, and the Beatles, the most valuable, $500 million.
At that.
It's worth $500 million at number 1. So,
wow.
There you go.
Now, who would sell the Beetle? Who has rights over that at this time?
Does Paul? I don't know.
Paul would still be in there, but I'm feeling a little Yoko.
Paul and Ringo and Yoko has a piece of it, and maybe George Harrison's family. I don't know.
Yes, I hope so.
I don't know, or maybe none of them. Remember
who knows?
Taylor Swift didn't own her music, Cande.
I hear you.
You don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll figure it out. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.